We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning, Northeast Mississippi. This is Newsbreak for Friday, March 3rd. I'm Brad Locke. Thanks for joining us. You can catch Newsbreak each weekday at 7 a.m. Watch it at djournal.com, Facebook, YouTube, or the Daily Journal's mobile apps for Apple and Android devices. Let's take a quick look now at news, sports, and weather for Northeast Mississippi, starting with the Weather Underground forecast. A pleasant weekend in store. Clear skies today with a high of 58 degrees, low of 32, 0% chance of rain. The 3-day outlook, Saturday, clear skies once again, high of 64, low of 42, 0% chance of rain. Could see some overcast skies on Sunday with a high of 62, low of 53, but just a 20% chance of rain. Do have a possibility of rain on Monday, a high of 69, low of 59, and that chance of rain is 50%. Let's take a look now at some of the top stories from the Daily Journal and djournal.com on this Friday. Well, the city of Tupelo's mayoral race finally has a Republican candidate. Stephen J. Parker is a 27-year resident of the city who works in the maintenance department at North Mississippi Medical Center. The 48-year-old submitted paperwork to qualify as a GOP candidate on Thursday. Today is the deadline to qualify for municipal elections. Parker joins a field of candidates that includes Democratic incumbent Mayor Jason Shelton, who is seeking re-election to a second term. 2 Democrats also have mounted primary challenges to Shelton. Parker said he is not critical of Shelton and that he thinks the mayor has done a great job. However, Parker said he has concerns about both of Shelton's primary opponents. He said he is offering his candidacy as an alternative should Shelton lose his primary. Shelton's primary opponents are Candace Knowles and Bridget Shelley. Tupelo Middle School's robotics team is gearing up for a big competition this weekend. The team, known as Tupelo WaveBots, will take part in the First Tech Challenge State Robotics Competition on Saturday in Oxford. The competition features 23 teams, and many of them are composed of high school students. Going up against older students is nothing new to the WaveBots, although this is the first time for them to compete at the state level. If they do well Saturday, they could qualify for a national competition. The team, led by robotics teacher and coach Judy Harden, began during the 2015-16 school year as an after-school club, and now the class is offered as an elective. The class is split up into teams that each focused on a different competition element: art, programming, marketing, recording data, and building. All of those moving parts come together at competitions. The team's robots battle other robots, performing certain tasks given to the students ahead of time so they can program the robots to do them. The students will also make a presentation of the work they've done prior to the competition, including recorded data, how they programmed the robot, and other details. Legislation designating Mississippi Highway 145 as Rockabilly Way was on the way to Governor Phil Bryant on Thursday afternoon. Then it got caught up in suspicious minds between the House and the Senate. The legislation renaming the old US 45 in Alcorn, Prentiss, and Lee counties passed the Senate on Thursday with no dissenting votes. Since it was in the same form that passed the House earlier in the session, it appeared the next step would be to get a signature from Bryant. At the last minute, Senate Transportation Committee Chair Willie Simmons held the proposal on a motion to reconsider that must be disposed of next week before it can be sent to the governor. Simmons said he held the bill because House Transportation Committee Chair Charles Busby also held several of his bills on motions to reconsider earlier Thursday. Now, the bill is not controversial, and Simmons will likely dispose of the motion next week. The bill would then go to the governor. Senator Rita Potts Parks of Corinth said it would be good for tourism if the highway is labeled Rockabilly Way. Doing so would celebrate a form of music that merged bluegrass, gospel, country, and blues to create rock and roll. And in sports, the Ole Miss and Mississippi State baseball teams are both making long road trips this weekend to face some stiff competition. The number 11 ranked Rebels will be in Houston for a neutral site event at Minute Maid Park. They'll take on unbeaten Baylor today, number 10 Texas Tech on Saturday, and number 1 TCU on Sunday. Ole Miss is off to a 7-1 start, but is coming off its first loss of the season on Tuesday to Memphis. Left-hander David Parkinson will take the mound tonight against Baylor, with righties James MacArthur and Brady Feigl rounding out the weekend rotation. MSU, which sports a 6-3 record, will be out west to play a 3-game series against Oregon. The Bulldogs swept the Ducks in Starkville last year. Lefty Connor Pilkington is the Game 1 starter tonight, and he'll be followed by right-hander Peyton Plumlee on Saturday. Sunday's starter has not been determined. That's it for Newsbreak on this Friday. We do want to remind you to check out one of the podcasts we produce here at the Daily Journal, The Memo, all things Northeast Mississippi news and entertainment, every Wednesday and Friday with myself and W. Derek Russell. You can find it for free in iTunes, your podcast apps, or at memo.djournal.com. Check out today's episode, in which we spoke with Jenna Parsons about food, and Derek talks about what's going on in the local entertainment scene this weekend. All the stories I talked about today you can find in your Daily Journal or at djournal.com. Find us on Twitter at djournalnow. We're on Facebook too. And that's it for Newsbreak on this Friday. I'm Brad Locke. Hope you all have a good weekend, and we'll see you next time.